Welcome back, everyone, to another segment of the MCR. Mac is sporting his, what jersey is that?
It's an MCR jersey.
Yeah, but is it hockey, football?
Oh, this is football.
His MCR football jersey. I am not a sports enthusiast, so I do not don such attire. My name is TJ, trying to be camouflaged here. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. We're on multiple platforms, multiple media sites, to include Truth Social, which I'm sure someone will take a shot at us for. I don't give a rip. Anyway, in this segment, we're going to talk about the goofball lunacy that the Democrats, the nonsense they are compelled to spew out of their mouth.
It is amazing sometimes. Okay? It really is.
And the latest one, because where do you even begin? But the latest one that I read about was Al Gore. And
is he still alive?
He must be.
Okay.
And you know, he may have shaved the beard, because the last picture I saw in the news report, he was clean cut. So I don't know if he ditched the beard or what. But anyways, he is. I get this, and this really gets me going. He has compared us on the right and our climate change denying to the, because we're not taking action. Got to understand our lack of inaction on the right. He is comparing to the inaction of the Uvalde police. How he connects these two topics.
Well,
you talk about stretching a rubber band. You know?
Yeah, it's a bad. Bad analogy, I would say.
I read that and I just, But then you think, and Al Gore's the one who said 2013 the polar ice cap was going to be melted.
We'll all drown.
You know, he was comparing the global warming to the 9/11 attacks back from 2001. This guy, he can't keep his mouth shut.
I think he's made a couple of predictions that in 10 years the world would end, which obviously we're doing this channel, so we have not ended yet.
So, but you think, you know what? Is Al Gore is not alone in this. I'm compelled to reference. We call governor, or not governor, but Senator Stab Me Now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Debbie Stab Me Now.
Debbie Stab Now is her real name, but we've nicknamed her Stab Me Now. How she was going on and on and on about driving her electric vehicle to D.C. past all these gas stations with
I don't care about the price.
Gas prices. Yeah. You know, and then we have ex-governor Jennifer Taxholm.
Yeah.
Her real name is Granholm, but we call her Taxholm because there wasn't a tax she didn't like when she was governor of Michigan. And she's the Secretary of Energy that produces no energy, as Mark Levin likes to say. But she was, when confronted on high gasoline prices, she just kind of laughed it off as, I think she laughed it off because she didn't have anything better to say.
Well, she tore a page out of Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton's book with the
yeah, exactly.
Because it's what you've said is so ridiculous. By the way, that is a tactic advised in the Rules of Radicals by Saul Alinsky.
Like what you're saying is so absurd. You know.
Exactly.
And then let's include Pete Buttigieg.
Yeah.
Who's
more interested in promoting homosexuality than he is doing his job.
Well, the Secretary of Transportation, and how he so flippantly said, if you don't like paying high gas prices, just go out and get yourself an electric vehicle, which no one can afford.
I think they average $56,000. There are people who can afford it, but you know what? They're not practical. They don't work. I have a suggestion for those folks. If we're going to get away from fossil fuels, and I mean get away from them, perhaps they should charge their electric cars, Senator Stab You Now, with only wind and solar power.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You have swerved into my ultimate point here. Okay. Thank you.
As I often do.
I like to listen to various podcasts of Red Eye Radio, and for those unaware, it's the midnight show from midnight to 5 a.m. Monday through Friday. The two guys out of Texas. McNamara's the one guy, and I forget the other guy's name at this moment. But it's a great show. If you're up in the middle of the night, Red Eye Radio, listen to the guys. They're talking to a guy calls in and says, there's a little dirty secret that no one is mentioning. He goes, when you get an electric car, you've got to rewire your house because it requires, and I'm not an electrician, so I'm hesitant to even try and use the terminology or explain the technology, other than the charging station demands such a high output of electricity that your average home is not constructed to this. So now you've got to do a $2,000 to $3,000 modification to handle the load of the charging station at your house. He goes, no one's even talked, aside from the 60, 70, however many $1,000 electric vehicle.
So you're at least into, at minimum, over $60,000 bill.
And then you've got to rewire the electrical of your house just to support the charging station. And then, as everyone has heard, if every house had this charging station, the electrical grid wouldn't be able to handle the load.
For what, a minute?
I don't know.
And let me tell you, we survived through the 2003 Northeast grid crash.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a pretty miserable 27 hours.
It surely was. It surely was. And I was one of the last people to get electricity back, too, in that precious occasion. But I was just... The just go and get one. Just go and make it happen.
Yeah.
Dan Bongino was talking about this, saying, bring in the lefty! You know, like in the baseball game where the manager's doing this, bringing the lefty. He goes, bring in the lefty, but there is no lefty. Bring in the lefty. You know what? Bring in the green energy. Just bring it in.
Well,
but we can't handle it. We can't produce it. You know. And by the way, how do we make electricity to begin with?
Yes.
You know, if you're not living by some river with a Hoover Dam or TVA or something. You know?
Yeah, and how's that working out in Nevada right now with Lake Mead drying up? And
I mean, they want to shut down the coal plants that produce electricity. Hey, bring in the lefty. Bring in the.
Well, let me jump in here with a short story. You and I worked at a company which will remain nameless. They decided to be the good evil corporation, go green.
Oh yeah.
And they put in what we called code blue stations. And
I remember that.
It had wind power and solar power, and that was going to operate the phone. And they were meant to be used for emergencies, like a call station.
Yep.
Hey, I'm getting raped, or someone's murdering someone out here.
Help!
Yeah, please come. Other people use it. Oh, I forgot my badge.
This was a big piece of property.
Big deal. So what happened is when November came and the sun went away and the wind died out, they had to run electric power from the building to the station because it couldn't even operate a telephone.
It couldn't even operate, I was going to say an intercom telephone system.
Yeah, but basically what it was.
Yeah, and bring in the lefty. So.
We'll all pretend it did work.
Yeah.
But those of us who worked there and were part of that situation, we know the truth.
And this is off topic, but since you got me going down memory lane, they even killed their normal grass and planted that natural grass that didn't need to be watered or you know what? It looked like wheat.
It was virtue signaling. I actually have some in the front, but
it looked like wheat.
But they would tell people, "Oh, we're planting natural grass," and they'd say, "Well, what the hell was out there? AstroTurf?"
So I just I had to rant about this. I just go out and get an electric car. God Almighty, please, can this country come to its senses?
Go out and get some damn sense.
So that's it for my rant. Do you have any rant? You have ranted out.
No.
I just okay. You know what? We'll rant in the next segment, everyone. So thanks for hanging in there. Thanks for your support, and we'll close this rant out with, as always, be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.